Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. This week is rough. Haven't filed, but are also trying to be civil. Love my wife, but no path back to trust or believing she feels the same. Vent/rant/FML. I'm no longer angry about any of it. I'd like to see a way back to being happy and married, but this entire time since the discovery of infidelity, trying to go through the motions to see if we can reconcile, seems worse than anything she actually did. It is painful to know we aren't going to work out and try to go with the flow anyway. I can't match the texts to a guy she was meeting, when the day before she was telling me she wanted to work things out and to book a place to stay in Savannah. Just venting a little, I'm meeting with a therapist and 2 divorce attorneys this week. I'm just tired at the moment and want to feel happy again. Pre-meeting with a therapist, my closing statement was a hope to be certain what I'm doing will allow me to feel I've done everything possible to save my marriage and my sanity. At the end of the day, I can't see this working. She instigated affairs, and it's so recent, I honestly can't understand why she would suddenly change and want to work on us. So, as together as I may be, bulk of inherited property kept separate, prenup written well, kids over 18 and no impact, printed evidence of infidelity likely to piss off any judge, I'm still hurting and feel like shit. I know it gets better, but I'm feeling pretty down today. Against all odds, tried to reconcile. Vent/rant/FML. So, we agreed to reconcile or try, and 3 days later I hear she's still filing. So much for reconciliation. She cheated, she wanted to stay, I was trying to forgive and forget, now I find she can't even tell the truth about this. Wow. She doesn't know I know, but absurd watching her act as though she wants this, but no, she files in 3 days. Never trust a cheater. Been following your posts. Wow, preemptive strike, but she is doing what you should have done ages ago. Really cold and sucked you in. Time to go nuclear with that prenup you have and confront her on the divorce filing and continual cheating, especially the Vegas trip. I think you now know who she really is and has become. Stay strong and end it. Read a few of your older posts, you are being too kind and she seems like she's going to take you for a ride. Time to protect yourself and emotionally and leave with respect. Yes, I know. I can't get over what seems like genuine affection and effort to reconcile, but I now know she's meeting her attorney again this week. Crazy to go through this, but why bother pretending to reconcile at all? I genuinely think she's got some sort of psychological problem. The behavior is inconsistent to the point it isn't even logical if she wanted to take me for a ride. Nuts. A little more absurd, and I'm worth more to her if my will versus prenup applies. Vent/rant/FML. I overheard another conversation my wife just had with a friend. I'm not clear which friend, I only heard her half, but she was talking about how to leave me and very annoyed, as in enraged, the prenup was enforceable per her attorney. The conversation was interesting as she began telling her friend how pissed she was and leaving me now was just going to mean starting with someone else. An unintelligible section, but then she began talking more about whether or not it was worth it to leave. Obviously, she isn't in love with me or cares much about the actual marriage. She's more interested in money. Then, she began talking about the will and how I still had her named as full beneficiary. If the will applied, she would get everything, she told this unknown friend. I'm now concerned, want to find a safe way to get this person away from me, and see my attorney in the morning. Not a happy conversation to hear. So, the moral of this story, when you find your wife is cheating with more than one person, don't be an idiot and try to keep the marriage going. I'd much rather not have her in the same home now, and I've got to go through talking her into leaving without letting her know I know her true colors. Damn man, let a friend know about this. That would freak me out. Done, and with my attorney as well. Agree. Really stupid for her to tell someone that, just no clue. Hey, upset me enough to pick up a better gun, start carrying 100% of the time, tell 2 attorneys and a friend retired from the Marshal Service, along with sharing the suspicions and information. Change your will, get an attorney and file. Trying to get her to move before telling her I'm filing. I signed all I could with an estate planner this morning. Done and in process. Thanks. Change her name as the beneficiary to all your insurance and life policies now. She might take a scary turn when you decide to divorce her, might try and slip something in your drink. I changed everything and she is aware now. Sad times to think like this. Hopefully she was just venting and not serious, but it's definitely time to get out now. Good luck. Came to the same conclusion. I'm working on it. That's terrifying. Try to act really sweet and send her off somewhere to have a nice ladies' trip for a couple weeks. Sell the house while she is gone and move into a rental so she never finds you. Crying face, crying face, crying face. I'd love it if I could do that. She's just off the will and all paperwork now. If I die, she gets nothing at all. Doesn't happen that quickly, but I know what you mean. I'm not terrified, just don't think she knows this person, and I definitely don't know them. I'd like to think she's just really, really clueless. Still learning more and at peace before we file. Infidelity. My wife and I are in an odd place. I decided to choose to forgive anything she's done and just understand I still love the mother of my children and still see her as my wife, but soon to be not my wife. I'm in an odd state of caring for her, but drawing the line at everything she's done over the last few years. We had a conversation talking about what we feel and she insists she doesn't want to leave, yet doesn't trust me, and I'm certain I'm not her first choice or the love of her life. At the end, I told her she may decide to come back one day after she's figured it out, but I can't add more years of uncertainty while she decides. Lots of tears on both sides. I think she didn't expect me to simply say you're free and I can't take you back. I'm torn up over losing my wife, but I can't be married to someone I love if they don't love me in the same way. Short summary, she had a years-long affair with a guy from her hometown when she traveled or when he came near our home. I had no idea and we were trying to work on the marriage. I thought. She also approached a number of other men, some married, trying to meet and flirting by text. When I discovered this, I came to a conclusion. I could forgive her and am perfectly capable of doing that, but I can't trust her. I would also never be certain she actually loved me. This kind of thing wasn't still happening or that I was her first and only choice. I'm posting this as a kind of alternative to feeling negative emotions about something like this. I've been able to forgive her by deciding we shouldn't be together. I see it as a flaw in our relationship and in her allowing her to do this. I'll still miss her, but it isn't as personal, and I've been able to wrap my head around still caring about her as a best friend. That said, I'm still using the prenup and changed the will to protect myself. Forgiveness isn't weakness or stupidity, lol. It is just far better for your mental health to forgive and seek a better path to remain friends, keep the love even if the marriage is ruined. On her side, I'm trying to help her move on by creating a better narrative for her. Not the wife who cheated, the person too long in a marriage making mistakes and with a former husband who forgave all her flaws. I have a kind of closure. I suspect she'll be thinking of this for a while, but I can't give her more than my forgiveness and let her know I understand I was actually partly responsible, offering my own apologies. Kudos man. I started coming to this conclusion in my own situation and it is so relieving. Forgiving someone else and letting them go is one of the most freeing experiences I've ever had. Yes, I still relish what could have been, but I quickly snap out of it. Tim McGraw said it's a waste of time. Drive you out of your mind. Thanks, and I really didn't have a choice. The more I thought about it, this was the only way I could help her, keep the best left of a dysfunctional marriage and feel better about what was happening, pretty much a lot of things beyond my control. Don't get me wrong, I'm still unutterably sad about this, and she is still the love of my life, but trying to keep someone who wants out of a relationship is a truly bad plan. Wow, I want the same drug, please, quick. Congrats, cannot imagine reacting like you. Any kids involved? 2 sons, 19 and 21. It was best to do it this way. Partly trying to find the best path, and partly because I felt anger and sadness every time I considered remaining married. My wife, after all. I'm not perfect, but working to keep my perspective and getting a bit of help from a therapist to go through this process in the most efficient way. I'd highly recommend some therapy just to talk over what happened and clear your mind. How did your sons take the news, and how are they doing now? Pretty mature about it. No real freak out at all, and they just want us to be happy. Fitting quote. Rant: I'm reflecting on the last 2 years and trying still to repair a marriage. This quote is how I often feel. You grow more and more a stranger to me at each word. And I had loved you so. C.S. Lewis, author. Excerpt from Cheating in a Nutshell, Wayne Mitchell and Tamara Mitchell. This material may be protected by copyright. This is one of the best books on affairs. And that quote, so accurate to what I've experienced that at this point, my WS could actually be an alien because I don't know who he ever was. Yeah, I've begun to understand just how little I knew her and just how alone I was in this marriage. Should make it easier to be alone as a single man. We, me, 50s M, her, 50s F, have been trying to work on marriage, 20 plus years, but very difficult obstacles. She had an affair, only ended after discovery, 2 weeks ago. It went on for several years and was physical at least once. The guy, also married, thought they might end up married. She says this stopped. She was also texting or talking with at least 5 other guys. I now know and actually read the texts, overheard some of the conversations. I have a prenup and kept an inheritance separated from joint assets. This was, apparently, her justification. She wants us to join finances, buy a home, but is just starting to look for jobs after 20 plus years staying at home over objections. She's also brought up divorce so many times I've lost count, but then says she doesn't want one and still loves me. So, here is my dilemma. I can forgive, but I'm having a really difficult time trusting. Not only do I not trust her personally, I think she needs therapy and don't know day to day if she actually wants to be in this marriage. Running away from this crazy person is looking better every day. I know this is a common pattern, reconcile, fight, reconcile, over and over. I'm looking for some unknown and helpful path to move past this. Separation? Divorce? Get over it? Therapy? Be unhappy in this pattern forever? It's admirable that you have it in your heart to forgive, but you have to ask yourself, should you? What would you advise a friend to do if he was in a similar situation to yours? I'd probably tell him to stop wasting his life. Not being able to blow your inheritance is her justification for her chronic infidelity? Therapy at the very least, but is it worth it? First, don't join finances. My bet is that your chronically unfaithful wife will leave you the moment she can access half of whatever you have. If you want to save the marriage, try couples counseling. No one would blame you, though, if you threw in the towel. I'm just having a rough day. Got up realizing I wake with anxiety and distrust every day. Something has to change. 20 years is a long time, and her level of betrayal is a gut punch. You'd probably be well served to start seeing a counselor with or without her. I am and have been for a few weeks now. I have my own set of issues with trust and insecurity now, think anyone would understand. I lost over 20 pounds in the last 30 days, I know not healthy, but the gym and super healthy diet are the only things I feel would be an easy positive outlet for what I'm feeling. Basically, trying to work on being fit, happy, healthy and feel that makes the rest more manageable. The unhealthy part is not feeling hungry unless I remind myself to eat. I'm seeing a counselor to sort this out, but also because I realize I've been in a pretty dark place over everything. In the end, I may sort this out and only use the effort to try as a way of knowing I did everything possible before giving up. Forgiven or not, I still don't understand how my wife could do this and still want to remain married to me. I have to sort that out if this can never have a chance to work, and I have no idea how to sort that in my head. She needs the financial security you provide. I suspect she's thinking there isn't a rush to leave, so she's fine to just pick her time. You're correct, and I will do all I can to separate and ensure my own future. I am honestly heartbroken for you. I, too, have been married for 20 plus years, and I know I can't begin to imagine what this is doing to you. Good luck as you find your way to the other side. Affairs for several years, talking with other guys. Unless you get to the root cause of why she feels she can cheat, you won't make it. Keep your finances separate. If you buy a house, have a contract drawn detailing your percent of contribution and that you should receive same percent when sold. She must be something for you to stick around. One thing is clear, she does not respect you. I hear you. The respect thing is a problem. Respect and trust. I no longer trust her and am giving this some time to see if I can understand the why and come to some other conclusion. Long marriage and it was good for most of the marriage. I'm struggling with the trust and I can see resentment from her over what she expected versus what we have. I understand everything you're saying. If I feel the need to go that far, I won't stay married. Sorting this out first. So she cheated on you because she didn't have access to more of your money? What exactly did that do to resolve the problem? I hope you can smell the bullshit here. She cheated on you because that's who she is. She wants more access to your money so she can maintain her lifestyle when you come to your senses. She did this for years. It's not a mistake, it's a lifestyle. Do not mingle your finances, get yourself an STD test, and talk with a lawyer. She threatens divorce to get you to do the pick-me dance. It's time to take her up on it, even though it's a disingenuous offer. Therapy may help her, but it won't save your marriage if the therapist is any good. She wants you to continue to take care of her, without having any obligation to you. I'm seeing her resentment and bringing up older problems between us as justification for the affair. We never had anything like a relationship problem. It was housing and which home she lived in, money and why she wasn't on accounts, things like that. She also isn't acknowledging the texting pictures and offering to meet someone as an affair. I see it as the definition of an affair. Basically, I'm looking for a way to understand, trying to decide whether we have anything worth saving before moving on, and I understand I don't have anything more to lose by being deliberate in going through this exercise. She carried on a 2-year affair with one person and was at least entertaining a bunch of other guys. She also knows a divorce will not go well for maintaining her lifestyle. If you let her stay, this behavior will certainly continue, if not with that guy, with someone else. I'm not sure why you'd ever trust her again, and without trust, there's nothing to salvage. At best, she might be loyal, for a while, and resent you for it. I hear you. Resent me for it, is a good description. She's in an odd place, apparently, feeling the affair was almost my fault, not hers. I know all of this and am just being deliberate. In spite of it all, I still love my wife, but I do see the obstacles and haven't found a way to overcome those. Her affair is not your fault. You're married to a narcissist. She will never accept responsibility for her affairs. You're in love with an image of a woman that never existed. She has shown you who she really is. Time to divorce. Good luck. I'm not sure it's so simple, but I do see the imbalance in our relationship now. Not sure it's fixable. Hazards of forgiveness. Vent/rant/FML. So, I unburdened myself. My wife cheated, we were getting a divorce and I chose to forgive her, not forget, but unburden myself. We semi-reconciled for now, but despite her promises and apologies and tears, I can see she is going back to her old ways. My advice: if a woman doesn't want to be with you, just stop. Let her go on with your life and skip everything in the middle. 2 months of therapy in, I'm not really any wiser or more insightful than I was 2 months ago. I feel better, but time does that. I am still with a woman I don't trust and we're back to the dance. Take my word for it, divorce is far better than being with someone who doesn't love you. People seem to conflate forgiveness with trust. Forgiveness does not equal trust. In my mind, forgiveness simply means that you are willing to treat someone who has harmed you as if they hadn't. You are letting go of ill will and negative emotions toward that person. That does not mean that they earned your trust back. Trust takes much more time than forgiveness. Think of it this way. Trust is about the work they have done and the changes they have made. Forgiveness is about the emotional work and changes within you. I know what you mean. I just poured my heart out to her, basically said, look, I need you to help with this and be active in trying to help me trust you by being transparent, etc. She got up and walked out on the conversation, muttering, I'll fix you. It sounds like she did fix you. You're fixed now. Go have a life. What's something you've always wanted to do but didn't because you had responsibilities? Go do that. Seriously, you're right. I may go to my buddy's place in Thailand for a while. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.